Oh, I'm still watching Emfrides.
Hello, guys. This is Damaddok82. I am joined in a group chat here with I am Mark 3, Emfrides, Der Heidsmeister, Jaxia, Mew, The Cringe, and Robert Dodd, aka Bob. Say hi, guys.
Howdy, howdy.
Hi.
Hey,
We have a
hello.
very full house.
Yeah, this is the most people I've had in voice chat for quite a while. Anyway,
Send beer.
so what we are doing today is we are going to be reviewing the craft for the Dama's Great Dank Tank Spank tournament. I can't believe I said that without screwing it up. um, yeah, we're going to be reviewing these designs and basically just go through them, see if they all meet the criteria correctly. And if by chance there are some that don't, we're going to send them back to whoever sent them to us, and they'll have a week to make any necessary changes. Sound good?
Just in case I missed anything.
Yeah.
Questions, comments, concerns before we get started here?
I'm good to go.
Okay.
Do you want to do the non-boom versions first so that it's basically on your end from there?
One sec here.
Take your time.
1.
Two.
You're already late from 3 seconds.
And I thought Canadians were supposed to be polite, that you would do such a thing.
Why do you think this? You don't know me.
The French Canadians, I should have known.
I'm the guys. If you are in a bench of piranha, I will push you. I will push you first, so I'll be sure to get alive.
Yeah, that's similar to there's a parody account for the National Wildlife Service here, stateside, and they always hike in groups. Bears like to have options. They post things like that. I freaking
All
love
right.
that page.
Sorry about that. I forgot that I had the stream saved with the wrong settings. It was from like the last 7 Days to Die stream I did.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
My bad. Anyway,
So do you
let's.
want to do the ones I had to make not explode first so that the rest can be spawned in on your side and we don't have to worry about it?
That's fine with me. Yeah, go for it.
Cool. Either that or we could do them last. I'm pretty agnostic about it. All right. I'll go ahead and pop this one in.
Okay, whose is this?
Uh,
Is that yours?
it's that. Yeah,
Okay.
it's one of mine.
Oh.
So this
Whoa.
this has the catwalk for unfortunately I don't think Knife Coon is here and he wanted to make a catwalk for the aesthetics, so I went ahead and did that.
What's going on with the lights here spazzing out?
I did that with ACBs just for giggles.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll delete them so that they're not
And they're still making light.
There we go.
And this looks like some kind of a land ship here.
Yes, it is.
How?
Hmm.
Emfrides? Oh, it's over budget. I mean, oversized.
Just a wee bit. By like 3 meters.
The budget, because of the spawn stick, it's actually real.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
No, I'm looking.
This spawn stick is actually real.
I'm looking directly at your land tank here.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
your land ship tank
Your
here.
land tank
It's
is
like
over
3
5
volume.
That's the ACBs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ah.
Just to disable combat in the beginning.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
Emfrides is weird space magic, making everything super small and compact, even though they look massive.
Yeah. Yeah,
Lots
the
and lots of
interior of
wedges.
this anti-air is I mean, honestly, just take a look at this. It's beautiful, isn't it? It's a work of art.
Gorgeous.
Oh, it's so good.
Exactly what the interior of anything should look like. Very sturdy.
16 meters a second. Wow, that thing's just gonna crawl in it.
Well, I don't think I ever recorded an actual land speed for her. These are all actually fairly fast. But yeah, they're Advanced Wars kind of fan builds. We've got the little
Mm-hmm.
EV2 Yellow Comet medium tank. We've got the Blue Moon artillery had to because of grit. The Blue Moon artillery just fires one enormous medium heat missile that you have to scroll down basically 2 screens worth to see all the components of.
Holy
Oh.
shit!
Okay, that's
Spooky.
The land ship is me making fun of the war tank from Days of Ruin that was just like an enormous SMK. And it fires just a whole bunch of HE cram. It's all
Oh my god!
3D
Yeah.
Tetris. I've got the
Dear
little
Lord.
Blue Moon tank with a little dude on top. He no longer fires his machine gun. I had to get rid of it because of budget concerns. He's very much been equipped by the modern Russian army. He's just got a little bread box up there.
And that has to
And
be one
then
of the smallest steam engines I've ever seen.
you like the steam engine in the AA? Isn't that great? It's beautiful, compact,
Oh shit!
powerful. And then the AA is a fusing of the Advanced Wars AA vehicle and also the missiles. So it fires 4 medium heat missiles that are remote guided out of 2 gantries because I used my little trick to make it so that it can load 2 different missiles again.
Your little
And
what?
hmm?
Your little what?
So there's a little trick you can do. If you look at the missiles on the side of the AA, there's a small single rail gantry splitting the 2 in half that doesn't count as connected, but missiles will still fly
Ian
down
does that
as if
trick.
it's one piece. Yeah. So it's got that, and then it has 2 different rounds. It uses Sabo and Heavy Heads as Sea-Wiz / Paint Stripper. And that's it.
Oh no.
400 rounds per minute. It's this team's actually pretty nasty. The war tank draws a lot of fire and takes a very long time to die. And everything else has really high firepower.
Can I ask a question real quick?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Those launches, is there a reason there's a gap between the missiles?
Yes. The 1 tile gap is so that I can have this is all basically one missile system, and it will all fire down this rail. And this gap here makes it so that I can have 2 different medium missiles fired from the same gantry.
Oh, you don't have to have that gap.
So you
Huh.
do have to have this. So this is
No, no.
you have a single
What
small.
were the 2 things? The rail gantry and the rail. What was it? I'm forgetting the name of the parts now.
Yeah.
The main gantry control point. Which one was that?
So what happens is if you so these are all basically going back to one remote launcher. So if you check out my side of the stream right quick on the Discord, if I replace this centerpiece here, that's a single small rail gantry with a medium, the next time this loads in, it's going to become 1 missile.
Wait.
Instead
I've
of
worked out
2.
what I'm trying to say. Rail gantry, the actual control piece, you can put 2 of those next to each other, and then have
Yes.
the actual rail pieces going on either side, and it'll keep that as 2 missiles.
Yes, it will. You're right.
And the only exception is if you have 3 missiles in the tube, in which case you want to use the enclosed launcher at the back to separate it.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong. This is just another way of doing the same thing.
Yeah, I was just a bit confused by the extra space in it, that's all. Sorry.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to interrupt.
It's no, you're good. Yeah, no, you're fine.
This thing is really chunky.
Which thing?
The anti-aircraft
There you
tank.
go.
Yes.
there's just nothing inside of it. It's just air.
Well,
Oh no.
It reminds me of the Shachunkin.
Yeah.
I'm getting
It
There's
hurts
a
to look at.
lot.
flashbacks.
Don't be fooled. There's a lot of material in between the outside and the internals. It's built to take a lot of heat, hesh, and HE punishment. Mostly because it has a bunch of decoys in the back.
Nose
What about
T34.
kinetic?
It's okay against kinetic, but yeah, it's got heat decoys, it's got radar decoys, it's got smoke, it's got all that fun stuff.
Nice
So
little
it's meant to
compact
draw
engine
fire.
in here.
The engine's adorable, isn't it?
Yeah, FTD really not needing much power to move a tank really fast. It's
Nope.
Surprisingly.
It's what I've got in here is super overkill, but I just loved how compact it was, so I couldn't bring myself to get rid of it.
You could probably
mean,
make
I
a
love
tank
how
run
it
on
looks.
RTGs fairly cheaply, I think.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. But yeah, that's more or less it for this one. Do we want to check out Bob's defanged spawn stick?
Just still look at these over, make sure that they're
Let me know. You're good.
yeah.
Oh, that's the KV2 in all its glory.
Oh,
What are these 8-meter loaders you got in this thing?
Oh, and the KV2?
Yeah.
I think they are 8s. They might be 6s. No, they're 8.
yeah, they're not supposed to be 6 for the tournament.
The limit for hybrid diff was 6 meter.
Oh.
And in terms of autoloaders, you can have 8 meters.
I had a fun time trying to explain how that worked to Jaxie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Honestly.
H-sticks are wild.
Oh yeah, ever since you told me what it is, I've been trying to put it into all my stuff. It is.
They
so
are really fun, aren't they?
Yes, I love it. On my second
Yeah.
submission, like all of my stuff has it.
So
It's great.
something I just want to mention real fast. The reason why we are doing this in a stream, in case if I happen to miss anything as far as the inspection here, so that way we can get as many eyes as we can on it. So it's just harder for us to miss things that way. So just wanted to point that out real quick.
Yeah, works for me.
I think we're all good here. Yeah.
Cool. All right, I'll go ahead and spawn in. Well, first off, I will.
Let me wipe the field here.
Oh yeah, right. You have a button that does that. That's
Mhm.
so much better than me trying to do it.
Whenever you're ready.
All right, I'll get bombs in, and then it'll just be my my second submission because I made showy spawn sticks for both of them.
Okay. And Bob went with hover tanks, if I recall correctly, right?
Not really.
They actually use wheels, but they have wheels with no friction. So
Yeah.
So kind of hover tanks.
Oh.
Hybrid hover.
More or
They're
less
scooters.
ice skates.
Yes, exactly. They're sleds
love
with
it.
wheels.
A little green, not green, blue pancake.
Beautiful.
Are those alien tank?
They kind of do, you know. It gets that vibe.
38 or no, 36.8 RPM. That's kind of nuts. Was this a 200 millimeter?
Yeah, it's a 250 Sabo if I recall.
Oh, that will hurt.
That's a sandblaster right there.
Yeah,
What's the
kind of,
shell?
low
Yeah,
RPM, high
Holy
pen.
cow!
3 meter.
Why's the AI?
Not a whole lot to it, but doesn't need to be.
No, it's gun. He's gun.
Gonna have to pound on it pretty hard before you get to the autoloaders, so that's good.
There's a couple soft spots in the front, I think, but yeah, if you don't sneak something in where it ain't supposed to be, it's gonna take a hot minute to get through the heavy armor.
Mm-hmm.
There's one area I think where there's only a single beam of heavy armor blocking you, but oh yeah, I found it.
Bob's got
It's
some
right in
big ol'
front of the
engines for
recoil
this thing.
borders.
Looks like you might be missing some piping here, Bob.
The
Huh.
T-junction strikes again.
Yeah.
I think it'll be okay though, but yeah, just giving you a heads up.
yeah, I wonder what happened with that.
Bob, you're
Where's
supposed to
the
put
piping
pipes
missing?
in, not out.
On the miscreant, is there piping missing?
The flat one,
The yellow flat one or the blue and yellow flat one?
the blue and yellow. It's on the right side. There's a bit of piping missing.
It's fine. He's just
It's
adding
not that big a
nutrients
deal.
to his crew members.
You
Yeah.
found something I didn't see. I don't see it. I'm blind. Ignore me. Oh, now I see it. Yeah. Look at that. Huh. Yeah, there's just a spot missing. Huh.
Huh.
I think it'll still work though.
No, yeah, it's not giving you a non-externally vented. So all that's happening is that it's doing external from the back and also internal venting. So no, you're good. This won't impact the engine performance.
Meaning the guys inside must be poison.
Yeah, exactly.
Not my problem.
Exactly.
Not my problem.
It's a feature.
It's like those Mark Ones that
Is-
just
There's a
vented
lot
into
of
it.
rubber around them. They're really
concerned
concerned about getting rammed.
Yes.
Considering it's a
Nice rubber.
permanent where we're banning ramming, yeah, that
No,
The,
it's
uh,
okay. Yeah, it's
rubber
rubber.
on the blue and yellows, the larger square ones, that was my suggestion because they like to get real close to each other and the
Mhm.
rubber prevents inappropriate intimacy.
giggity.
Hey, that sucker's cheap.
Is this supposed to be the anti-aircraft vehicle?
The miscreant?
It harpoons something, and then gets in close and uses those simple weapons on top. But basically, all it's there for is to distract the enemy, especially so that the other ones can hit them unimpeded. So basically, it's actually called the Little Miscreant, and that's what it is. It's just there to annoy, and
Okay.
also because I didn't have enough volume left to do another main tank. So
Yeah. They're pretty fun to watch scoot around too. And their behavior is totally non-problematic. It's hilarious actually. It's 100%, at least in my opinion, it was in spirit of things. They kind of hitch on and slow things down and kind of just drag around behind them while shooting. It's fun to watch. I like it.
Boomer
Did those
Navy. That's the name of your
Does have a-
fleet.
that's a slowed down version of the plane that I used in my campaign, the Deuce. I had to slow it down because its normal speed was too fast for the tournament.
Yep.
What's the normal?
I helped out with the engine a little bit because it still had a bunch of turbochargers and stuff and was running dry on material like ridiculously fast. But yeah,
Nice little compact engine.
You recycle those engines in other designs too. They work pretty well.
awesome.
Quick question. On those little distraction tanks, was that a Whataburger logo on the side, or am I
Yeah,
crazy?
it's the thing that comes on like a package of fries, and it says, "When I am empty, please dispose of me properly." Oh, is
Yeah,
that
I
what
love
is
it.
that borderline depressive message there? When I am
No, it's perfect.
when I am
love
empty,
that.
please dispose of me properly.
And it's on a tank called the Little Miscreant, which just makes it even better. Like it's
I love it. That
fantastic.
thing better win the tournament now. That thing has to win.
They're just little they're little tiny distraction bots, and you gotta be responsible, recycle when you're done using them. Like,
That's
geez.
right.
Okay, so
They're disposable, but you gotta recycle.
looks like he's got some autocannons on there. I'm a pretty big fan of those.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, like
we
the
had to
50 word.
swap out blast guns for the autocannons.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, blast guns are really fun to play with.
They're fun
They're
to
so
play
fire-
with, but not in the scope of this tournament.
Mhm.
I mean, you could make something that just gets close and just blast cannons everything.
Well, that's what these did originally, but blast cannons are banned because they cause a bunch of lag and they can spawn projectiles inside of craft.
Mhm.
They
Oh.
spawn the projectile something like 10 or 15 meters in front of the actual barrel. So
Yeah, it's
if you
buggy,
get
yeah.
close, you're spawning bullets inside.
Inside.
Yeah, it's like free heat.
Mm.
So, anything else we want to look over here? I think we looked over all of.
I've got two of the main tanks and two of the Little Miscreants and the one plane.
Okay.
Right? I guess we're good to go then. Do we want to do the next one?
Sure. Let's move on.
All right. That one's just my second entry, which has a couple of repeats and then 2 new craft, and then we can switch gears into doing all your stuff since we don't have to worry about the spawn sticks detonating anymore.
Okay.
I wanted to show off Bob's spawn stick because he put time into it, and I wanted to show off mine.
I just hope we manage to get them all in one place so we can show them all off at once here.
That would be pretty cool. You know, we probably could do that at the end, just put them all down next to each other.
Yeah.
The
size
only question would
comparison.
be, is that going to crash the multiplayer thing?
It probably would.
Yeah, it's hard to say. You know, from the depths, it'll either work or it won't, and you'll never be able to get it to do the same thing twice.
Likes to make a liar out of you too.
Yeah, doesn't it?
All right.
And also karma.
Let's go ahead and start with a
Right.
fresh face here. Go ahead and load
Great.
the next one in, please.
Absolutely. That should have done it, I hope. If it didn't, I'll try again. We're here.
All right. I'll be right back. I gotta go eat lunch.
Okay.
You're good. See you soon.
Same here. I gotta head out.
Oh, right. I had to reset the hover's height because of the height of the battlefield. So ignore the fact that it's currently flying that high. It won't fly that high when it's actually. Excuse me? Whatever. Okay, it just wanted to show off. So I've got just this goofy little kind of Advanced Wars sprite thing where I've got like the Blue Moon headquarters, the Orange Star headquarters, and the Green Earth headquarters, all built into the spawn stick. And then the difference between this and the last one is I have this Green Earth battlecopter with some dudes up in the cockpit.
Oh
little
wow!
double machine
So
guns
cute.
on the
It's so
bottom.
cute.
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool too.
Cool.
Hey, that bring me back to my young time.
Clever what you did here with the jet engine.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I had a lot of fun making this one. This one's from a long time ago. This is an old build. But yeah, largely missile spam. Frag explosive and frag EMP missile spam.
I do love me some frag EMP.
Oh yeah.
That's just
it's
a good
stuff.
all-around missile.
And then I put the weapon deactivation and reactivation front and center on the craft. You can actually see the 2 blocks that'll toggle things at the beginning. The internals, of course, are typical for me. It's a bulky monstrosity, lots of heavy armor, lots of EMP insulation, lots of layers. And then
Is it just the rotors keeping this up?
Yes, sir. And it's hardly having to spin at that. Originally, I had this completely. I had a
That's
complex...
a lot of decorations. Holy shit!
Yes, this one has a lot of deco. In fact, it has so much that
Almost
some
like
of it on the
every
back
block.
spawned and not working. Yeah, she's got a lot of deco, man. It's not pretty without it either. The prop originally was on 3 sets of spin blocks for 6-way control, but it doesn't work very well in From the Depths. I did get it to work, but it's easier this way. And then the other major difference is this I don't know what to call this. This really wide CWiz Cram thing.
A fine assortment of guns.
It has 2 hybrid diff flak CWiz cannons for enemy crams and missiles. 1 41 round per minute flak cannon for small missiles that only target small missiles, in fact. And then it has 2 heat missiles, remote guided, and 1 pair of harpoons, which it uses to draw something into it and hit with this 7x7 3D Tetris enormous cram cannon. That is AP frag. And then the other one is just hollow point frag. And that's basically all she wrote on it. It's got some heat decoys on the side as well. Heat and radar. It's a shit show, and the insides are worse than the outside looks. But I had a lot of fun making it, and it's extremely good against certain designs and extremely bad against others. I'm excited to see how it does.
So I'm guessing the blue artillery pieces and the KV2 here, those are the same as the last one?
Yes, sir, unchanged. The artillery pieces, I believe, are only like 17,000 material, so they were easy to just slam in here since the hover is 74,000 by itself.
Huh?
And the copter is 40,000 of basically nothing but missiles.
All right.
And that's all she wrote on it, I think. There just ain't too much to it. I can go ahead and detonate the spawn stick. That might be fun. There we go.
Timber.
So at the beginning, it splits the Orange Star Capitol building in half, and that's what causes the spawn stick to despawn. And that's pretty much it.
Okay.
Cool. We can
Moving
get on to
on.
the other entries.
All right, who's next?
Well, if you want me to load it up, I can. We can do fish would be the next most recent entry.
Okay.
And let's go ahead and get that up.
A self-terminating spawn stick once again.
Yes.
It's interesting
I
looking tanks
really
here.
love this cram bomber so much.
Oh yeah, cram bombers are nasty. Just kind of sucks that you got to get in so close for them to work.
Yeah, but man, this thing hard counters everything I brought. I am so excited to get obliterated by this thing.
I have returned. Whose is this?
This is fish.
Oh,
Ooh. Oh yeah, that's his the thing that he was showing off. Yeah.
The
The
cram
bomber?
bomber. Yeah. I did add ACB vectored thrust to it.
I see that.
It really helped it. I wouldn't have added it if it wouldn't. I mean, basically, it can avoid crashing sometimes, depending on what gets hit down to like 70% health now, it makes such a big difference that I just had to but I sent out a message and I was like, do you want, would it be okay if I added thrust vectoring? Because it really helps.
Dang.
And
that
it's steam
thing is
powered.
insane.
Yeah, it's got turbines and batteries, I think, right? Yeah. Lovely internals.
I'm stealing that whenever this is all over.
I love this cram bomber so much. I wish I had thought to do that.
It's even got like a little tail gun here.
Yep.
Oh my
Yep.
goodness. Yep, there it is, the White Friday.
That is the name of it, right? Yeah. Oh, right. And this is
No
you can
crash.
see, yeah, it's my version of the White Friday. No crashy. That's the kind of names that I put on things when I'm doing work in progress.
Excuse me.
All right,
This
let's
was
have a
the
look at
version
this
that no
guy.
crashy.
The smells of Emfrides.
Yes, exactly. You can tell I've been here.
This will be
What kind of gun
scary.
is this?
APHE cram?
I like APHE cram. That's the Ripper, I think it was. Please don't bonk. Thank you.
Big old steam turbines.
This 500 millimeter doesn't have a shell loaded. Sir, why do you not have a shell loaded?
It's nobody knows.
Using armor piercing 1. I'm not
Hey,
getting any errors about the shell being too big.
Use the same fan decos on the back.
Yeah, it looks nice.
Length 4.
How would I
Autoloader
stole that off
4.
of, honestly?
Why you not load? I feel like this thing shot when I tested it. I don't think I missed that. I may have missed that. Hopefully I didn't miss that.
A question. I noticed a lot of people use rubber for EMP isolation. Is there any advantage besides weight to using rubber over stone?
It's completely immune.
Yeah, it's technically, but it's not completely immune. A big enough jolt will still skip past rubber, but it's functionally immune, whereas stone is not. When it comes to tanks and stuff, my advice is to use stone because it has a lot of health and you've got a good chance of it. You're not, especially in the context of this tournament, where we have restrictions on the size of missiles. You're not going to be hitting or getting hit by really, really big EMP jolts. So using stone is a little bit better. My opinion, my take on it. I used stone instead of rubber because I wanted the extra armor and health. Rubber is usually better to use, but if you're in a situation where something might end up exposed and hit, then stone very quickly becomes much better again. And that's really it. Is rubber can eventually get destroyed by and will eventually leak EMP, but the size of jolt it takes to have that happen is ridiculous. Whereas stone, you can actually start watching stone blocks take damage from and die to or leak EMP with modest sized jolts. It didn't used to be that way. It used to be a lot more resistant to EMP, but they changed it so that rubber is like proper insulation and stone is kind of okay insulation.
Yeah, because I always used stone, but I may have to, at least for my larger craft map, to start using rubber.
Yeah, rubber's a good idea on large craft. If it's never going to get hit, just use rubber. Yeah, basically is like my binary for it. If it's got a chance of getting hit, like in these super compact little tanks, I like stone.
Yeah.
Glass is also really, really good at EMP insulation and has more armor than stone, but basically no health. So it can be okay for planes. Just as an honorable mention.
Some big deca.
Ooh.
Yeah, I don't know why this 500 millimeter isn't loaded. By all means, that shell should be currently in the gun, but it is refusing.
Oh, I think that might be a glitch because I had
Yeah, I
this
think it's a
super similar
multiplayer
thing
glitch.
happen to me.
Okay. Yeah, if it's just a multiplayer glitch. Wait. Is it because of... Nope. No. No. There's no reason. It's got to be a bug because I swear this thing
Multiplayer
fires.
shenanigans.
Yeah. Stop bonking.
AP heat on this bad boy.
Yes. Big AP heat.
Ooh, spooky.
And 3 RPM.
Oh. Jeez. It's a big alpha, but maybe not
Jealous.
shoot for a while. Actually, that looks like a trend for at least the vehicles we've seen on the stream from him for a bit. Low rate of fire, but big damage. Cram.
Yeah,
Cram
I
bomber.
mean, I love it.
Gun.
Kind of been his theme all around is just slow firing heavy hitters, and
So
I'm
you're
so
doing
here
DMC.
for it.
Except for this martyr looking thing.
The Mard looking thing.
The IFV thing with missiles and
Oh yeah.
it just looks like one of the German martyrs.
He went for these cluster thumpers. I don't know. I don't remember them doing the whole cluster thump thing. I hope they do.
Cluster thump.
Well, I mean, that's what it is. You know, the main one's a remote guided thumper, so it discards the shell to do big damage to something, and then you put the mediums in behind it. I don't. I overlooked the intention of this, and I don't know if I ever saw it actually release release its payload. Um, hmm. It's a really cool idea, though. I really like it.
All right.
I also love the little dude with the beer glass sitting out top of it. Or I guess it's coffee. I'm gonna call it beer.
I prefer beer over coffee myself.
Considering he's sitting in the very front of the tank. It better
Legally,
be
I
beer
have
or
to say I
whiskey.
disagree with that.
All
Are we
right.
wanting to take a look at the next one?
Yeah, let's take a look at the next one.
All right. Sounds good to me. I do like the sharp lines and everything he's got going on here. High contrast. It looks good. It looks good.
The shaper, well, the colors and how it's done kind of reminds me of Lathrix, but it could just be me.
Oh, everyone probably borrows from Lathrix, I'm sure.
Yes. How can you not?
Lathrix.
I do love that channel.
Yeah, that guy's is a genius.
Actually,
he's just enjoyable to watch.
that made me think of a something I made for Ashes. Just want to show it off here real quick if I can remember
Absolutely.
what the hell it is.
Thank you for the warning. I was about to load in Westrats.
Yeah, Lathrix and Robaz were my intro
Yeah.
from the
Oh yeah,
depths.
Robaz is awesome.
I found Raba's way after Lathrix, just because I'd been following Lathrix since like Robocraft, and that was the similarity to Robocraft was what got me into From the Depths. I like the simple lasers.
Simple as this?
Oh,
Oh,
Oh no, wait, these
Ooh.
aren't simple, are these? These are real lasers.
They are
Where
simple
the-
lasers.
They are simple lasers?
Yes.
Okay, I'm not insane.
It's basically a half-assed Bane Blade.
Wow.
Ah, okay, 40K, gotcha.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's what I was
I had a lot of
saying,
fun
Ben Blade.
making this little guy here, giving a proper salute to his enemies.
Why did you make him a pinch instead of a hand? Like
That's
a general. Ah, what's the
Well,
name?
this is the only vulgar thing I could really come up with.
This is
That would work for this.
the Italian wave right here.
Yes.
I don't know what anyone's talking about. This is
I don't get
the
it.
proper way to greet. It's the same as a middle finger. It's just Italian.
Ah,
It's a fuck you in Italy.
Yeah, exactly. Great for me because I'm Sicilian. I'm first generation.
Oh, you
Oh,
have those
sorry, I
citrus?
didn't mean to do that.
No worries.
Oh well, we probably needed to restart the server anyway.
Yeah, I was about to say it's not gonna hurt anything.
Okay,
does it start degrade?
so go
Does
ahead
it
and bring
start
in the next one,
degrading over
please.
time?
Sure, we'll get West Reds in here.
Best threat.
Bam. We got a whole bunch of World War Ones, and we've got his beautiful, double-sided, ridiculously agile cram flyer bomber ship.
Oh, I'm in love.
I know, it's amazing, isn't it?
Oh my god, it's a metal MK1. Wow.
I
How
love these World War One tanks. It's such a fun idea.
Yeah.
I'm just lost for words on how he managed to fit this in volume. Like I tried doing a World
They are
War
very
One thing,
empty.
and it just
They are very
Oh,
empty.
oh my God.
When he submitted them, they did not have these square corner stone, so it was just metal on the outside. And
Uh-oh.
I'll admit, I went
Uh-huh.
ahead and added the stone there because I wanted him to not die to a single Hesh round.
Wow, I am so.
They're not
impressed.
very armored. That's one reason why they're able to stay in the
Yes.
limits.
Their primary armor is their wheels and the cram turrets. The cram sponsons and their wheels basically 100% of their health and armor. It works.
Wheels are very
I'm not
tanky
gonna call it
nowadays.
durable, but yes, yeah, wheels are absurd. But yeah, I mean, this thing, especially the airship, just looks so good.
Yeah, remind me like a old like warship just flying.
They did call them land
Exactly.
ships at one point.
Well, this is a land ship that upgraded. It's a sky
Yeah.
ship. But yeah, no, the
Oh,
World
Oh, I
War
thought we
One
were
people
talking
called
about the
land ship.
tanks.
Yeah. I was just making a joke.
So is it 4 World War One tanks and a
Yes.
hovercraft?
Yes.
He's got why do you
Splat.
keep slamming into the ground? What is wrong with you? From the depths. It doesn't do that in the tank arena, and
Wow,
that's
that
all that
shit
counts.
is pretty.
As long
Oh,
as
I
it doesn't do it in the
like
tank
it.
arena.
Very Grey Talons.
It is rather great talent, isn't it? Yeah.
You could. It's almost like you could hear Jaxia get an erection in his voice there.
Like that thing.
If he had taken the time to decorate it a bit, he probably could have won the aesthetic at least, because those are great looking tanks and
Yeah.
airships.
No, I agree. If he had more time to finish things up, yeah, for sure.
God,
But
that
he's
shit
got
is
some of the best
good.
shapes in the tournament. Absolutely.
Oh, absolutely.
I love
Um,
that fucking airship.
I know it's great, isn't it?
It's like old,
As
but
long as
at
it
the same
stays
time,
afloat. And
wow.
plop.
It does
Uh,
just fine in the tank arena. I think what's happening is it's running out of mats.
Yeah, you're a mixed player, so it's just not have enough.
Yeah, I went ahead and teleported on it and gave it some materials, so that should keep
Okay.
it from honking.
That makes sense then, I guess.
That
Yeah,
thing is
I guess it's
crazy.
appropriate.
All right. Any questions, comments, concerns before we move on?
I mean, I'm concerned about From the Depths, but aside from that, I love this entry.
It might be too good looking. My only
It's-
I
concern.
want
yeah.
that fucking boat.
It's really a shame, honestly, because the shape is spot on. I think in terms of like if the competition were just about vehicle shape, I think Wesret's so far like
Wait,
totally
actually,
nailed it.
I do have one quick concern. I just now noticed. Are
What's
they
that?
trying to move but can't?
No, they can move just fine. That's
Oh,
just
okay,
their
I just
PIDs
saw-
for forward, backward, and stuff, having them twitch a little bit.
Oh, okay.
They're just dreaming. Don't worry about the kicking leg.
Oh, that reminded me when I saw my dog having a nightmare and I accidentally woke him up and I felt awful, but
All right. So the next one is going to be Kevin's light tank battalion.
Kevin's in it. Oh, Kevin is in the tournament.
He's got 2 entries.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god!
So he's
Yeah.
got this is 4 light tanks and then 1 big AA plus paint stripper sandblaster thing.
His religious style tank is so good.
But
Onward,
the-
Christian
Crusade
soldiers.
yeah, the Neo Crusades kind of feel.
Mm-hmm.
that thing
Um,
scares me. That is like the bane. That's gonna be the
They're
bane of my
fucking
plane.
cool.
These things are a lot of deco. I found when I had to go in and remove the hologram projectors and stuff. If you thought my like battlecopter and stuff had a lot of deco, these are.
Oh my
Oh
god!
my gosh, look at
These
What the hell?
have like an entire shell of deco around them.
Oh my god!
they just look so
But I
good.
love that
don't-
they have little plows, the light tanks do, in the front. They're supposed to look like they're on little tracks and stuff, so you can use them to dig in or do proper terrain adjustment. Just lovely entries. I like these a lot. These are going to be really interesting to see in the tournament because
18
I feel like
millimeter.
yes, technically the highest DPS possible in the game is on an 18 millimeter from APS. You just have the problem where it's divided into this is what 4,000 rounds. So
Holy shit! Okay.
He's getting over 1,000 RPM, so I think he's doing okay.
yeah, maybe.
my
And he's
favorite
got these on
plane.
the side. They're also hitting like over 1,000 RPM.
They're AP heat too, so they're just meant to find a weak spot, and if they hit it, they're just going to kill the components behind it.
Yeah, that'll make it especially nasty against something real compact like aircraft.
Mm-hmm. And I think only one of the barrels wastes a slot on tracer, and the others are like pure HE behind it.
Hmm.
The others are base bleeders for more speed. How in the world did he get? Oh, okay, because the gauge isn't right.
Oh, he's
Oh,
using different
that's
track
better. The
factor.
kinetic damage is 83. I think this also doubles as Sea-Wiz because he's got 20 AP on these, so they can
I like that
actually,
little radar dish he's got going on here.
isn't that great? I like all of the radar dishes. He's got an actual like radar piece that's decoed on the AA that's just spinning around. But then the proper looking rangefinder radars on the light tanks look great.
Okay, those things are
Yeah, this will be
scary.
tough to beat with the aesthetics.
Yes. Yeah.
Wow.
There's just a lot of detail, you know? There's a lot of detail.
Dang.
I didn't have to worry about a lot of detail because I was doing advanced wars builds and they're just small and chibi and flat and smooth.
Well, your CV2 has a lot of detail in like the rivets and such.
Yeah, that's fair. It does.
What's
It
that
does.
isn't?
It had the original sprite had those rivets, so you know I had to match them. I couldn't just not.
Fair enough.
Ugh, these things, these guns are actually kind of scary. I don't know if you had a chance
Yeah.
to look at them real closely. That's a pretty good rate of fire, and these are going to knock out a metal beam with each shot.
Yep.
Oh,
And there's 4 of them, so they're basically just meant to drill through the front. He's got an effective 270 RPM split between 4 different vehicles of Sabo rounds meant to take out like you said, a single 4-meter beam. So yeah, if you're not armored for it, these are just going to chew right through you. And they are themselves, you know, as you would expect, modestly well armored, you know. He's really well prepared against kinetic. I think he's going to struggle against Sabo, other people who are using Sabo or small rounds, and Cram. I think that this team is going to really struggle against Cram because if this AA can't take it out, from the side, I think it's a double layer of 4-meter beam slopes, which I happen to know about 18,000 HE damage from a Cram will get through that. So they're kind of all in on front siding and sandblasting, and I'm really gonna love watching them fight.
Yeah, if this thing takes a
really
cramp
excited.
anywhere, it doesn't even have to hit the tank. If it lands near one of these tanks, it's going to blow at the bottom.
Yes,
Because these
yeah, you
metal
saw
bits
that,
here,
huh?
yeah, if you get a crane landing near this, it's just going to blow it all out.
Yep.
ooh, land skimming missiles. Now that's interesting.
Buzzrest, we just did your World War One entries, and everyone was liking the World War One aesthetic on that.
Oh yeah.
So did Fish just join us? Did Fish join us?
I think he said Wesrats, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. We loved your entries. We just wish they had a little bit more time for deco.
Someone's in chat.
He's there, but he's mute.
Oh, that's okay. All right. Do we want to see Kevin's, or actually don't know if it would be Kevin's other entry. What would it be? Okay, the next one would actually be Cringe's second entry.
All right, let me clear the
my
field
second
here.
Entry. Wait,
Yes,
did y'all already
sir.
go over my first one, or?
Well, these are going in order that they have been updated, or they're going in
touche.
whatever order is being presented in my little feed.
Oh yeah, I forgot the
Hey,
doesn't have
them not
colors.
spawning in with materials actually worked out really nice here. Look how great that all worked out. The plane's right there, front and center.
Oh, she's cute.
Yeah.
This worked out
cute.
perfect.
Thank you.
Oh.
This is quite an old plane, but I put it back in, and it actually is really good. It served me a while, but it's held together by like 2 blocks of steel and duct tape, so it's not going to take any hits.
Yeah, it's the U.S. Army approach. You're fine.
Mm-hmm. It can go over 100, but I think Mfreedy's got to limit it.
Yes, I
has some
did. I had to
decoys.
set the props down to 85% power scale
Yeah.
to keep it under 100 meters a second.
Normally it's about 13,000 materials, but I put a big old missile on the bottom, so hopefully that helps.
Thanks for kind
And
of giving me a T-34 vibe here.
the American T-34?
Hey,
No, the
Cringe?
Russian one.
Oh, well, I actually use the M48 as an example. If you look at the front of the hull,
Mm-hmm.
it has that like bulbous shape from the M48,
Okay.
and I kind of messed up the turret, but yeah, it's
So
pretty
this
punchy
is
gun.
actually the first instance of I missed something. I missed it on this entry. Yeah, large missiles were banned. Would you
Oh wait,
hate me
you
if I
have a
replaced
large.
it with 3
Oh no, go
mediums?
ahead and do that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah, go ahead and fix that. I thought I fixed that myself, but I guess that might have been the wrong one.
All good. We'll replace this with a big old chonky medium.
Here we go. Yeah.
It's okay.
Also,
Shit
if you look at
happens.
that,
Yeah,
there's a
exactly.
little spin turret on the top of that thing, that machine gun. That's a fully functioning machine gun,
Mm-hmm.
and also a
Ooh.
Calliope style rocket pod.
I freaking love the Calliope. I'll
Mm.
be
I wanted to do a
right back. I just got.
I could
wanted
see
to do a
this
little
doing
nod.
decently in the aesthetics competition.
Thank you. Yeah, I needed to do some rockets for a nod to the Varangian, my first good tournament vehicle.
I
Over
like
here,
the
yeah,
Commander's
all.
Cupola here. That's pretty nice.
Thank you, thank you. And all of them have custom AI names that kind of fit the vehicle.
Wow.
So yeah, there's a crane that's supposed to be like an ammo loader, kind of inspired by the Jag. No, not the Jag. The Sturm Tiger.
Mm-hmm.
And this is supposed to be like a Jag Panther. So I'm kind of just like merging German tanks and such.
So you're
Got some
using
okay,
6-meter loaders, okay?
Mhm.
I'm kind of curious what kind of shell these fire.
Hollow point, and they kind of go in between. Oh, so it has a hybrid diff that uses hollow point, but I believe this actually uses a or a hesh. I believe both of these are hybrid diff, but this one might be the only hybrid diff. Very simple shells, but they're reasonably effective.
Okay. Got a decent rate of fire coming out of these.
Yeah, I feel like I have a problem with rate of fire usually, where I tend to have too much rate of fire, not enough damage. But you know, I've kind of just
It's really
come to
easy
learn
to
that.
do.
I'm a fan of high rates of fire myself.
Cringe. You drive me insane with these single blocks, man.
What? Oh wait, is some things that are decoed, or are you looking at the plane's internals?
I looked at the plane's internals and like the whole bottom is single blocks.
Yeah, I told you this was an old plane. This was my first plane that I actually got to work.
Yeah, I got you, man. I'm on here getting
He's
the
like, oh my
the
god, what have I
misadventures
done?
swapped, and it's like,
Yeah, those engines used to be RTGs, and I switched it out because I made this thing in adventure mode, just as I went on.
oh,
And
did you? Wow, for adventure mode, this thing looks great.
thank you.
Adventure
attached-
mode is hard, like to
Yeah.
make something that actually looks decent.
Yeah, it got blown up a couple times while in the building process. So
I bet it did.
Like the best YouTuber that I've ever seen play from the depths, he had to restart adventure mode like 7 times before he got a good bite into it.
Exactly, yeah.
All right, so we good to
I'm
move on?
almost done tweaking his missiles,
can
and then
you-
I can save him.
As
you
long
press
as he's
C?
cool with it.
yeah, I'm chill with him messing with whatever. Can you
Okay.
press C to see the names of the AI? I don't know if the plane has one, but I think most of them have funny names. There we go.
Good morning, Neater.
My Vietnam M48.
That is a very good name.
Then I got Ghost Division.
Very good song.
are now the proud owner of 3 very large EMP frag thump APN guided medium missiles.
It looks like only one.
And
at
a
the
partridge in
moment,
a pear tree.
Oh, it buggered things up, and I don't know why. Let me debugger. Why are you like this game? It is now properly working,
but-
Okay.
Yay.
and I will get it saved off.
Thank you.
Yeah, no worries. I went through and I try to help folk out with this kind of thing all the time, so I like doing this.
All right. So who's
It's
next
not as
on the
good as the
list?
large, but you know. Okay, let me go ahead and save the Steak, which also did not boom itself. That or it got repaired. Let's see.
Probably
Second
got
grin
repaired.
stick. Yeah. About 6K mats shy of where it should be, and I think that's just the difference between 3 missiles and 1 large missile.
Oh, my suicide device got changed. My
Yes.
nuke is now replaced with a particle.
It kept blowing parts off of your plane.
Oh, I never had that happen.
So I swapped it out for an HE particle cannon. The ACB is also still disabled, but I'll fix that on my end. That's why it didn't blow up, is because it's not actually setting itself to blow up.
It shouldn't be targeted though. It's just wood.
Hmm?
I was saying like the spawn stick shouldn't be targeted because it's just wood.
Oh yeah, no, but like before it gets loaded in, all I have to do is here, I'll show you. If I swap this ACB's second piece to weapon systems fire, it'll now immediately go off.
Ah,
And start repairing it.
Yeah, and then things will repair it back up. But yeah, we're
Yeah.
good. We can clear things out.
If they're going to be loaded into a custom battle, it's going to be considered AI dead anyway and despawn. So
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. 100%.
okay, we ready to move on then?
We sure are. I do love the Calliopes. I'm sorry I had to go get the door, and then I had to finish up the missile retrofitting. I missed all the good juicy conversation.
thank you for the compliments.
So, is there any questions, comments, or concerns so far about the entries we've reviewed?
Not on my end.
Is that a cricket I heard chirping?
That's
good.
probably on my end.
I was about to
Need
try to
more
find
back-
one of the little cricket noises, but
All right, let's
So this
move
one
on
is
then.
tanks. Bunk.
I guess he used a
this is-
similar method.
I set up the
Oh!
spawn stick for him. This is Tanks' entry.
he's my
Oh,
We ended
Swedish
up
brother.
we ended up collaborating a little bit on some of these. He wanted some help with some of the armor and
He was
stuff.
a little
and, like,
Swedish.
a little bit. His design is so good. He had a couple really specific games and a couple really specific designs in mind when he was building basically all of these. I think it was I can look it up. I think it was it's a game I know the name of. I'm just really weak with names. But I can find
know.
out what it is. But I just the aesthetic design that he ended up with here looks so good.
Yeah, he did Swedish stuff as well. Swedish brother. We'll get to-
All sweet all the time.
Something is missing. I don't see any bowl of Swedish meatball there.
Oh, they ship the
meat-
meatballs.
The meatballs will be here later. Wahaha.
Like the
Actually,
engines are
Freddie-
probably a bit much for what he's wanting to do here, but whatever.
Yeah, that was actually the smaller versions of the engines too. They started out as larger turbocharged ones, and I had to talk him and work him back a little bit from them.
Those things are monstrous.
Got some big old missiles here. I'm guessing heat. Yes, shape charge heads.
Freedies.
You're welcome.
Late later today, I'm gonna whenever this is over, I'm gonna send you another version of my first submission, just with a Swedish meatball decoration that has inspired me.
I will do my best to get to get the meatballs transferred over. But remember, your first submission went through a couple of retrofits. I don't know if you have the. Why are they hugging? Stop hugging.
Just
Bye bye.
You
We'll
see,
go and
guys,
grab the
when
one
two
that you
tanks really, really love each other,
This. And now we have initiated emergency belly rub procedure.
Belly rub procedure.
Okay, so the heat missiles were 100% my fault. The small missiles on the back are a lovely party mix. These were just so fun. He had amazing ideas of what he wanted, and these shapes were just perfect. And I basically was just like, oh man, can I replace some of the armor? And yeah, so now the internals look god awful, but the externals look like someone who's actually good at the game did it. So it's beautiful stuff, man. Oh god, I forgot about this abominable AI Tetris.
guys, I need to go AFK for a moment here.
Absolutely, take your time.
Yeah. Be right back.
Just a
Okay,
second.
but I make
Put
myself a
Swedish
coffee
meatballs.
then.
Yum yum. Yeah, I think it was Arma, Planetside. God, I wish my brain did names.
For which tank? Hold on, let me look
So
here.
all of them were kind of inspired by, especially the big cram vehicle was inspired by something in particular. And I'm scrolling back through more messages than I remember there being.
Well, I know there's the STRV. That looks like a BMP3 or a BMD3, whichever one they go with. That one I don't know what that one is. The big one. Then again, you're kind of far away from it, so I don't have a good view.
The first
Oh, yeah,
guess that
sorry,
comes
here.
to mind
This
would be World of Tanks, but it would be rather
Yeah.
obvious one.
Oh, that's a game I've not played in a while.
This one in particular was inspired by a certain game, and oh my god, we had much longer. This is such a long thread.
It looks so familiar. I just cannot put my.
I know it's like Planetside or something like that. It's 100% my name, or
Freedy's
me
tank?
being bad with names.
Oh.
Oh, I might have just gotten. I found a screenshot of it, but it's not got the game's name in it. That's awful.
Can you put the screenshot in the chat and I'll.
I probably can. Yeah. Let me share. Maybe someone would know.
Like it has a similar track layout to like the Scorpion in Halo, but that's not it.
Wow, that tank just spontaneously almost righted itself. And it's right back down.
Those poor Swedes getting flipped.
Always seems to happen this way, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. Dogs.
Yeah. Puppers. Okay, let's see. I'm going to have to manually.
Exhilarating.
I know, right?
Oh, there was one, but that was in game.
This is the image that was shared.
Oh yeah, that's Planetside.
It is Planetside?
It's
Yay, my
Planetside
brain
too,
did it.
Yeah, that's an NC tank.
It even has a little Swedish flag on it.
Yeah,
something
so
that's-
it's an artillery piece from Planetside. What have you tanks been doing while I was looking at my phone? There's 800,000 collision damage on the screen. Okay, so getting back into it. Sorry about that. It was absolutely driving me nuts. We've got pen depth APHE crayons. This is a double barrel, actually. He's got his cool logo here. I mean, his aesthetics work is also just fantastic. I love the split treads that he's got on the kind of main howitzer artillery design. The missile pods look fantastic. The shape of the turrets kind of just fucking absolutely nails the kind of like postmodern tech heavy aesthetic. Just looks good.
It kind of looks like an oscillating turret, but at the
Yeah.
same time, it's not.
And then he's got 2 different setups for these kind of sandblaster style guns. Again, I really like the turret caps. He's really, really good with turret caps. I wish mine looked half this good on average, even. Just nice shapes to everything. And then he's got these cool little
Meatball slingers.
tank destroyers. They originally had this kind of cool kind of bulldozer frontal spaced armor thing in front of them that was really
like
neat.
a fence that's going up and down to stop heat
A little
shields?
bit, yeah, actually, exactly like that. And then they decided to go with this kind of more purposeful, kind of all together shell in the front, which I do like. It looks more like the it uses its spin block in order to get this angle, of course. What's that tank called that has these?
My apologies, gentlemen.
You're fine. What's the tank that has these little wedges?
V103?
Yes, it's this Sturv 103. You're right. Yeah, it's got the little wedges on it that are supposed to like early detonate chemical rounds and do all kinds of weird nonsense.
It sounds like ERA.
Somebody got flipped. Libbity doo.
It's not quite ERA. It's literally just like little
Poor
wedges.
man's ERA.
Yeah.
Poor man's ERA.
Yeah, exactly. It's like
wow.
a spaced armor. Would you? No. Okay, you don't want to flip. There it goes.
Yippee.
Okay. You really just missed me scrolling through Discord for a long time trying to figure out that it was actually PlanetSide, and my brain remembered a name for once.
Discord's dying.
Really? You're just gonna park right underneath it so I can't drop
Isn't that convenient?
There. Okay.
Alright.
All right. So, yeah. We've got a bunch of PlanetSide 2 inspired future tech designs, really diverse munitions, great shape, simple but really lovely deco work. I'm a huge fan. I'm a little bit biased, admittedly, because I helped with them, but basically 100% of the aesthetics and the shape is all tanks. I just helped with the guts. I took the nice, clean, blocky, beautiful interiors that he made and did my thing with them. So now they're terrible looking, but they have more stuff in them.
Alright, so do we feel like we're okay here to move on, or do we have any more questions, or?
Now that the 1,000 questions trying to remind me what the game was is done, did anyone have anything else they wanted to see or talk about with these, or are we good to go? That sounds like a good to go.
Okay.
All right, so the next one is going to be is BWI's Advanced Wars fan build. Advanced Wars build number 3.
Oh, why?
His shapes, honestly, better than mine. These are so spot on. It's amazing.
Is there a way to put day all the time in the player builder?
I don't know if there's a way to keep it from doing the day-night cycle in multiplayer.
There's not.
No.
There's not? Okay. So
Oh, hey,
these
little Curry.
are Yeah, it's just it's 3 black hole
Wow.
medium tanks, 1 black hole fighter, and then 1 black hole anti-air, all from Advanced Wars 2. And I mean, he
wow.
nailed the look of the sprites.
Oh, wow. Just wow. The plane
Yeah, the
with
plane
the
looks
big
really good.
highs. Yeah, with the big
Oh,
high.
this is a randomness
Yes.
submission. Uh-oh.
One of the little tanks reminds me somehow of a cartoon mouse face. The
It's
ones with
based on
the
the whole video game.
it says
Yes.
anti-air on it.
Honestly, I'm not familiar. It kind of looks like a little elephant or a little mouse or something to me.
It's the EV tank from the black hole in
Yeah,
Advanced
the
War 2, I
medium.
think.
The black hole had this weird kind of very boxy, very sleek, very simple design kind of mantra.
Those games were really good.
And they always had those tiny, narrow viewports on each of their vehicles. No
Yes, the
discernible
little
cockpit.
itty bitty things.
Yeah.
Is this like on Game Boy or?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Game Boy Advance.
Game
Game Boy
Advance.
Advance, Game Boy Advance, and Nintendo, because they make a remake recently.
Okay.
Yeah, they did actually. Yeah, they just did a
Love
a
internal
reboot
ERA.
camp. I think they called it. They updated the visuals and
Yeah.
everything and tossed it out on the Switch. They're little like Fire Emblem strategy kind of games.
It's the same. If I remember well, it's the same creator.
Little
Fire
bit.
Emblem and Advance War are from the same place.
Yes, they are. They're both what is it called? Like Creative or something like that,
Yeah,
or
Creative Studio or something.
Intelligent Studios, I
It's
think.
Intelligent Studio, yeah, exactly.
The fighter, of course, you can see I forced him to have thrust vectoring. I'm a terrible, horrible man, and
Bad
I
in
also
Creedies.
Why?
Bad in
Why did you
Creedies.
do that? Why did you do that to that poor fighter?
I know, I'm sorry. I also added this extra section under the wings because his missiles kept getting blown off, and I just wanted them to live. I just wanted them to live.
I was
Yeah,
wondering how it
actually makes
does
the wings look
attitude
good.
control, because this looks like there's a lot of control surfaces there, but it's
He's got
actually
some.
thrust vectoring.
It's both, yeah. It's got a ton of control surfaces. Totally didn't need the thrust vectoring, but without the thrust vectoring, if one of these wings got taken out, it started struggling a lot, and now it's got a little bit more leeway. That's all. And then I also helped him with the they flip less often now. They
Oh,
are
no.
very narrow. So they really like to try to flip. Oh yeah, you can see some of the clowning behavior here. There are a lot of heavy armor, very high up off the ground, and they're very narrow, and they're very tall. So they like to flip, and it took a hot minute to get some settings for the wheels that keeps them from flipping most of the time. But he's got one big APHE cram, and then these I think are 5 meter. We did this on stream, I think, actually. Yeah, 5 meter Besh. Big Hesh. So anyone who doesn't have spall liner is going to have a bad time.
Yeah, I saw a 500 millimeter Hesh in the APS tanks.
Yes.
Those are gonna
it's a
leave a
nasty
mark.
Hesh round.
I have a question. Since you said that those tanks were flipping previously, are anti-roll bars allowed in the
Yes.
tournament?
I added even more anti-roll bars. He originally only had a couple, and now he has 6.
Okay, then.
I also added heavy armor to protect them because they are very important. Originally, they just had rubber in front of them to keep it from colliding with the terrain, and it was like, these are arguably more important than your gun.
These are
And
some
then-
big AA guns.
Yes, it is a flak whiz, I believe. Big, chonky flak.
I guess so. 46.4 RPM at 236 millimeter.
Yes, sir. These are going to take out anything that does not have a couple reinforced bodies, I think. Might even take out some crams that don't have enough health from the packing. His solution with the anti-air I actually really liked. You can see these wheels here in the back. Their spring is set super long, and they're actually set one space lower than the rest of the wheels. So it kind of forces it to have this lean.
Oh.
I kind of wish he would have put the radar dish on a spin block, though. But it has actual detection on it, so, that wouldn't have been too smart, but I don't know.
I mean, you could always deco over them, make them invisible, then just make a fake radar and make that spin.
Hey, that's what I did with the KV2 a lot.
Hey.
All right.
It has 9-meter rangefinders on the side that are just a deco none. Shall we move on to the next?
Sure. Let me clear the
right.
field for you.
Absolutely. This is going to be Muse entry.
I came here just in time, I guess.
Hey, hello, welcome. We have your
Oh,
land
no.
reference.
From previous
Wow.
No, no, no.
Sailboat.
One of my favorite things to see in the tournament was when Muse submitted this and I booted it up and it had one of the Vanna twins in it. I was so happy. I think I could be quoted as saying, "Oh, fuck yes," in Discord.
Oh god.
I see a sailboat.
He's got the land ship. Yes.
An actual
Coming
land
for its
ship.
revenge.
An
Funny story,
actual
those
land
crams are
ship.
actually the exact same ones on the actual
Awesome.
Vanna. The exact same Tetris.
Yeah, it's the same guns, man. It's
Yeah, this looks oddly familiar. I can't say why.
Where's its
it's
sister?
sometimes good designs you feel like they've always been with you.
Though, admittedly, it's so big, its armor's kind of lacking.
Yeah, volume.
It's for the
Volume
meme, though,
never enough battle in this game.
Yeah.
Like that.
The wonders of a front-facing particle cannon shooting behind it at a 45-degree angle. Thank you from the depths. I don't know if anyone else saw that.
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah. Ooh.
It
is that
got
Eusebius
repaired up and
super
fired
temple?
again and just fired behind it. I also really liked this cool thing that they did with the triangle pieces to connect their Schertzen on the outside of their tank. I too am a huge fan of Schertzen and sacrificial armor, so mad freaking kudos and props from me because that's like one of my favorite ways to build. There is, and also we've got the
Good rate of fire on these mains.
Skull cage.
That velocity.
Yeah. The skull cages, the heat breakers. They don't work so well with modern weapons, but you get points for trying. Why is that particle cannon going from behind it? Hit it again.
Because it's lame. No, seriously. That's not going to be a problem, is it?
No, because it's still blowing up the block. Like you can see, it's taking out it's taking out the spawn stick every time. It's just also shooting behind it somehow.
Oh, it's probably doesn't have a stopping thing on the back, so that's just
Yeah. I put a Terminator. Hey, you got a real good view of it that time.
So let's see what kind of shell this thing's using. I'm curious to see now.
It's
These were
the anti-heavy armor
semi-penetrators?
shell.
Oh,
what I
right.
designed it
These were
for.
pure Sabo.
Big O shell, yeah.
Yeah, these are just big anger heads.
Wait,
Yeah.
so they use a solid warhead body but a Sabo head. Is there much benefit for that instead of just using on Sabo?
more
The
kinetic.
the solids will give you more kinetic damage. If you don't need the extra armor
Oh.
penetration, then you don't need to use Sabo war or Sabo bodies.
Yeah, these
They don't have
will... I'm sorry, go ahead.
Their penetration is made so they can pen through 2 meters of heavy armor for the armor value.
Exactly. The only downside to using solid or Sabo bodies is that it gives you a longer reload time. Anything that's not gunpowder will give you a slower reload time. So like the ideal reload time shell is nothing but gunpowder and then just a head. And then when you start adding solid warhead bodies, I think are some of the worst offenders in slowing down your reload rate. I think solid, and then I think actually flak. God, the devs hate that shell.
Oh, you should
I
look
know,
at tank
right?
destroyers then. That would be a interesting shell to look at.
Like a flak diff C-Wiz thing would probably go like one-shot some stuff. So
It does. No, flak whiz is flak diffs are monstrous. They'll take huge crams out of the sky.
ooh,
Definitely
Is this
some big penetrators here. Just big solid penetrators. You went full fucking what do you call it? APFS DS. You're just trying to put some metal deep inside someone else's metal. It's a little bit weird, man. I don't know.
but I
Okay,
approve.
that's one way to put it.
Did you base this SPG off of the Ferdinand or the Japanese thing? I forgot what it's called.
I didn't base off anything. I just used my brain. It
Oh.
probably might look like it, but I just want the
It's good
funny
shape.
cope cage on the top for any sort of enemy bombs hitting the top.
Any drones loitering over
Yeah,
there?
any drones.
It don't seem to work well against drones. Let's hope there aren't any. Yeah, it's some right. You had this layer of a pleek, and
That was a
then
bit of kinetic damage.
yeah,
You just said screw it and just said no armor for you. Got it.
That is a
Oh,
lot
no.
of kinetic damage. That is,
It'll
yeah.
Or blitz.
big boy armor pierce for the
Yeah.
minus heavy armor problems.
exactly, and it's 16,000 kinetic damage. So that's what, about 2 3/4 heavy armor beams. That's that's a
That's gonna
very
hurt.
angry shell. I like very angry shells. Okay,
It's a
Stop.
slow fire rate though. That's one problem with it.
Yeah, but if it hits the right place, it doesn't need to shoot very often. And I mean, 12 rounds a minute's pretty good.
Also, I think the funny thing is the Vaughn is the most expensive thing out of anything else.
Please don't cuddle the Vana. Thank you. That I said,
think
please
you
don't
need to tell
stop.
the-
Stop.
I was gonna say I think you need to tell the Vana not to cuddle other things based off of previous
It, like-
experiences.
It had a lot of wheels, so I had to kind of reduce its
Boom.
turn. Oh, it just slammed it. It's fine. It'll live.
It's just emergency cuddles.
fine.
They were very lonely.
I suspect this might be a
See,
future
Dama has
problem.
taken control of the frontal missiles.
No, I just happened to park right on top of me here.
Oh, yeah, there you are. You got a great view of the bow, don't you?
Yes, I have an excellent view of the ass. Oh, wait a minute.
Disclaimer, unfortunately,
No,
I'm
I
gonna have to
think that's
break
the bow. The
bubble.
stern's back here.
Unfortunately,
you're right, my
Nirvana
bad.
cannot float. I apologize for this.
Oh no.
Bit too heavy and lack of volume.
You could just
Oh,
convert
that
it all
is
to
too bad.
alloy.
I guess I could do that. Yeah.
Boom, daga
Yes.
daga.
I love
Yeah,
that.
I
I'm gonna have
suspect
so
the Sea
much
Wiz is gonna eat that to death because they're so close together.
Man,
It's fine though. It's supposed to be a
uh,
distraction while the other tanks just poke holes.
you know, in fairness, yeah. Ooh, wow. Actually, yeah. Random's flak diff is going to probably eat these crams for breakfast, isn't it?
Hopefully they'll fly faster.
Yeah, yeah. I'm hoping too. That I hadn't even thought about that. Ugh. That's
Now, how
nasty.
has this happened?
Man, I am so excited to watch these cram volleys though. I'm glad we have so many cram entries in the tournament. I love crams.
Yeah, also I have not done any sort of anti-air, so
That's okay. You've got anti-air crams.
Honestly,
Broadsiders are surprisingly good against aircraft.
It's true. It's
these
true.
are broadsiders.
The land ship is.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Land ships got broadsider. You got turrets on 2 of your tanks, and they are super high velocity, super angry, solid penetrating rods of death. I think that's pretty good against airplanes.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be fine.
Yeah.
Also have like the machine gun on top.
Oh,
The
yeah,
tanks.
come to think of it, actually, Wow, my little helicopter is really kind of screwed because you're just going to send a round right straight through the darn thing.
The question
Yeah.
is, do the tanks actually aim for it, or they just go for the other tanks first?
You know,
your
if you
machine
just set up with default prioritization, everything is going to target the aircraft and never look away.
I think I might have changed it a little bit. I
I
don't
hope so.
remember though.
Default target prio is a joke. It's
really
hilarious. Everything will just target aircraft and never
Also,
stop.
if you're wondering why there's rubber on the sides,
You don't have to explain. It's from the depths.
It is
from the depths.
we just watched the Vanna try to cuddle something, the one thing that doesn't have rubber on the side.
It's fine. The van is supposed to get really up in front, so it won't
Yeah, I
cuddle with anything
recall.
unless it's the enemy.
I think you actually set up with a point at, right?
Yeah, they're all at point at.
Right, that's right. Yours was a point at fleet. I forgot about that. And then you did like heavy armor wedges
That's the
and stuff in the front to help them. Yeah, with some era. It's all coming back to me now.
Yeah, I had a bit of armor in the front.
Right, because you made these originally before the limit got set to 200,000 and they were all metal before and the whole thing only cost like 170 or something. I
Yeah.
remember. Yeah. You had one of like the earliest submissions. In fact, you submitted these just shortly after I was done with mine.
Yeah, I kind of built these like really early though, and then I have to retrofit them with heavy armor very quickly.
You know, you ended up with good shapes. They look good. I love the color schemes. You brought me a beautiful cram land battleship.
Yeah, it's fucking
So many
good.
brownie points.
Actually, why don't you spawn the actual Vanna next to it and see?
Oh, you know what? I do actually have it. Let's see. What is the size like? I think I
Kevin,
even
that's like
have
his
one where there's
favorite
only
folder.
one of it.
Or at least,
Oh, it's false sail. Oh,
that's how you
no.
did the sales. Oh,
Those are false. Oh no. I
do like
just
them,
removed
though.
you 5 points there. I was giving you 95, now I give you 90. Those
Oh,
are
no.
false sales.
Oh, the Vanna is a fair bit small or larger than the mini Vanna, isn't it?
yeah,
Wait, they're not the same ship?
They are not.
Oh my gosh! Wait, did you just
It's like
chop
a
off
scale
the button?
replica. This is like a
it had to be smaller because look at the
Oh.
volume's too big. I had to make
yeah.
it really tiny.
It'd be like a 1-to-3 scale ratio, I think, something around there.
Yeah.
I didn't even notice. I was like, how did the Vanna fit into this? I thought you just stuck wheels on it. Oh wow, yeah.
Yeah,
It-
Van's
I wish I
like
could stick
3
wheels on
times
it.
bigger.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was saying. It's like a 1-to-3 scale ratio,
Dang.
or a
I
3
wish
to 1
somehow I
scale
managed to fit the
model.
exact
Okay,
same crams onto it.
We ready?
It looks exactly the same. Like, oh, it's beautiful.
It really does look like you just took one and plopped it down, gave it wheels. Like it's so spot on. It looks great.
All right, so we ready to move on to the next?
I am.
Hi, Captain.
All right. How many do we have left?
Let me see. We have Cringe's first entry, Kevin's first entry, and that's it.
Do you want to show up
Wait.
mine again?
We can. I think you have it saved, right?
Yes.
My entry is not in.
I actually got yours, Jaxia.
Okay. I was like, what?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I never got to check yours.
Oh, okay.
Your my grubby little mitts were kept away from it. Do you load yours in, or should I go ahead and get Cringe's first entry? How'd you like to do this?
We could just save mine for last, but would like to get Jaxia's in sometime.
Okay, do you want to do theirs right now, or
If you're cool with it, yeah.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. Let's see. To remember where there we go. Tournament submissions. Jaxia, do you remember the name of yours?
It was supposed to be called Tournament Spawn, something like that. She'll be in the T. Tank Tournament Spawn, there you go. I hope it's a good one. Yeah, it should be.
Ooh.
One of those is not mine.
Here we go.
The front
Oh,
one is from my friend because he didn't have the time to put a team together. So I asked him if he wanted me to take one of his tank in mine. He said yes. So
Okay.
the bigger one in the front is my friend one. I just modified his armor a little and give him the
Oh.
vision because he didn't have vision.
Hold on, I screwed up here. I loaded it on a enemy team here.
Yeah, I was just trying
Ooh.
to get inside the fighter.
Oh yeah, you like my fighter.
My bad.
I
Okay,
do.
here we are for
I
real,
do like it.
not for play.
I do. Oh, you got spin block for the cockpit? That's great.
Oh, yeah. Let's play. Can open the cockpit.
Wait,
Everything.
Jaxie
Yeah.
is spin blocked. What now?
The cockpit on the plane.
Cock spin.
Oh,
Cock spinning.
never mind.
Oh yeah, and the machine gun in the front of the one that was checking work. It's a double auto cannon, an APS double auto
There we
cannon.
Ah, hollow point. Okay.
A fellow hull-mounted MG enjoyer.
Yes.
Oh yeah. That thing is that thing hurt. If you're in front of the green ones, it hurt.
Ooh, is it a heat shell?
No. It's if I remember well, I made
It was a
I
heavy
think
hit, I
it's
think,
Ooh.
yeah, I think yeah.
on the plane. These are
Yeah.
interesting missiles. Kind of party mix.
Oh yeah, you have 2 payload of 4 and 2 payload of 1. The payload of 1 are remote controlled by the plane.
Yeah, I saw their remote guidance.
Oh, damn! I
Um,
just see my HLRM launcher.
I like this thing. Very
Make it
functional.
fire, Dama.
Make it fire.
Make it fire. You'll like it.
Where would I make it fire from? Here. Ah, okay, I see.
You have a cab inside. Yep.
Oh, interesting. It's like a
Oh
shield.
yeah, everything is a cab. You can go down the cab. There's a door on the side of the truck. Those are multi-purpose missiles. They can be used against air and against ground.
Okay. Let's have a look at their configuration. Like the radar seeker, turning thruster. Okay.
I just like the proportions of this fighter. It's got more of like a spaceship vibe to it. I really like
Yeah.
that.
By the
Ooh.
way, that fighter is so agile that he almost can turn on himself if you want. Because the two custom thruster are
Mhm.
set to turning and pushing. So he uses his custom thruster to turn.
Oh, I gotcha. They've got yaw. Yep, they sure do. Love it.
That thing is agile as fuck. And the Gatling
What's it
gun
based
under it
on?
is a rifle Gatler. You shoot like rifle of four shots. It's like trrr, trrr, trrr.
Yeah, I just shot it. Oh, we've got another pure Sabo head here. All right, 11k damage on that sucker. I like the OG heavy armor camo. Those who played From the Depths before some of the visual updates will remember when heavy armor just looked like weird red honeycombs.
Yes.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Is it weird that I'm one of the people who actually liked how that looked?
Yeah, I thought it actually looked really good.
I
Mhm.
liked it too.
On the side you have the tank hunter. Call it the Umbra Shock.
Ooh, it's like a.
I will let you pronounce it.
Yeah.
And that thing can fire, if I remember well, 6 shots before you have to reload.
Interesting. So 6-shot bursts, huh?
Nope. 1 by 1. But you have
Ooh.
6 shots before you need to reload, and those shots hurt quite a bit.
Very cool.
All right.
And
And
everything is player usable. You can enter everything. Only the first one, that one, the bigger one, is not playable friendly because it's my friend Makeup.
Mm-hmm.
But all the rest are mine and are all playable user. You can enter in with your character and sit in the chair and control everything.
I think that middle engine isn't connected. Well, the steam thing.
you would be correct.
My friend didn't connect his team correctly. The T tube again. The
Oh, not the T-tube.
Oh my fucking T2.
Hide your eyes,
Uh,
cringe.
I am. I'm crying in pain.
I just add like vision to his tank because his tank
There we
has
go.
0
I fixed
detection.
it. Like it never happened.
Thank you. Not even my tank, but I'm saying thank you for him. I feel the pain.
Steam is pain.
Yeah, my friend go for rubber inside to immune his AI from to AMP. He used rubber.
Mhm.
I see the rubber compartment on it. Yeah.
Quite ingenious. I have to give it that.
Bam.
I'm
What kind of
worried about Hesh.
missiles here? Some
Oh
big
yeah,
ol'
that's
HE
not
frag.
mine.
Are those set to fire with vehicle direction?
I don't know. I didn't do the setting for those.
And got like
Remote guidance.
complete Sabo here.
Oh my god, my friend make a full sabo head. Ouch!
I
can't
Yeah,
do
this
that.
is what I was looking at earlier. It's just big, angry Sabo.
yeah.
Very angry.
Oh
That'll
my
go
god,
through a
that's
few
going to be
beams
this.
of a heavy. Maybe. Nah. Maybe just one.
Little armor pierce.
I think it's got enough for 1.5, something like that.
AP
If
42.
he was
Wow.
to put more gunpowder on it, would it?
Yeah, if it were more gunpowder, less Sabo head, it would actually perform better against heavy armor. But then it would perform worse against metal. You know, it's all trade.
It's all a trade-off.
Alright.
Oh, that's how it works.
Anything else you want to tell us about this, Jexia?
That's like I said, the one you check right now is my friend build up. I
Mhm.
just add detection. The rest is all mine. The jet take me more work than the tank itself. Because I wanted him to be sleek, spawn,
You
ready
know-
for fight.
It
Mhm.
reminds me of something I made a while back. If I could find it.
Would you consider up armoring a little bit? I have concerns.
What do you mean by up armory?
Looking at just looking at your
It
budget,
reminded
you're
me
at
of this.
145K.
Oh, no,
It's-
my-
you've got like 60,000 you could toss into more heavy armor. Oh yeah.
Ooh.
This also has
Wow.
big spaceship energy. Nice kind of flying wing.
I like
Screen
flying
jet.
wings.
Ooh.
I
You get a
love the
lot of internal space that you can get out of them.
yeah, they sure
I
do.
love it. It's so
Most of my
chonky.
stuff is flying wing too. I love the Blue
Oh
Angels
yeah.
color pattern too, by the way. I
Who
used to
is-
live in Pensacola. We got to see the Blue Angels all the time.
Actually, I think I got this from Heitzmeister.
Really? He
yeah,
does do
it's,
blue and
yeah,
gold,
it's
doesn't
Ice
he?
Master style. Yeah, that's color is Iron Master. Is Iron very well.
He does do blue and gold.
Yep.
Yeah, there's one of the
Is
Blue Angels
that
in a
gold?
local museum.
Ah,
Got a
Check his logo in
2000 millimeter
Discord.
cram here in the bottom.
Oh fuck. Okay, that's an EV shot in the ground. Oh.
this was my first plane.
There it goes.
What? I see a.
Flying wing.
Is that an ovni?
Flying wing.
Is that like old style ovni?
It's like a UFO.
Yeah.
It is like a UFO.
I was thinking more horseshoe crab.
Oh,
It is very
Oh
Yeah,
horseshoe crab.
yes. Oh shoot, flying horseshoe crab. Yeah.
Flying tick.
Yeah,
Yes.
flying tick.
oh yeah.
This was the one I was talking about earlier, where it's just a shell of a pleak armor over alloy to keep the wings safe inside.
Uh,
Anyway, shall we move on?
We sure can.
mhm.
Okay.
But
So
yes,
my
I
internet
like
doesn't
I like
die on-
wide armored space planes in From the Depths because they work so well and they just kind of they fit the theme. You know?
Oh, the orbital bombers, those will take about anything the Onyx Watch can throw at them.
They'll take the only thing that really would stand a chance would be some of the Gray Talons and some of the Scarlet, I think. So this would be Cringe's first entry because most things can't like shoot up into space anyway.
Yeah.
Baseball.
Bye, friend. Good
Oh.
lord, that thing
Oh,
took
hello.
Stop cuddling.
And ramming.
You might want to turn off the AI. That one will. whip
Yeah,
itself.
I'm.
It's
Stop.
like a very angry puppy.
It is a very angry puppy.
I wouldn't
Oh,
put
the
God mode on
plane.
all of them, so.
The plane is so cool.
Okay, I turned them all
Oh,
off.
the plane, yeah.
That plane is cool.
Thank
is.
you. Oh, there's the Blitz. Yeah, the Blitz is one of my favorite tanks in this party.
I am
It's
sorry for all of the
it's a
horrible
little-
things I did to it.
Yes,
Oh,
you left
Dare
a big
I
open
ask?
who
gap ahead of
massacred the
you.
interior? Oh my god.
Yeah,
That's
I
a
mean,
bad-
this is,
I may have up armored it and tweaked the gun a little bit.
the up armoring really won't help
50
it besides
millimeter?
the EMP proofing.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a
you had
little,
some EMP weaknesses in this thing, and I did my best.
Yeah, this thing's a little
You
kind
have
of
EMP
anti-air
weaknesses.
CWIS.
It's like
its
a
original version. Its original version was meant to be like a 38T Panzer III.
That's
hybrid.
kind of what I was about to say. Yeah.
Very German.
Only
Yes.
Wunderbar.
Super.
it has its cupola with a bunch of deco that I kind of just reused. And then this is
Which-
the meatball. Literally, that's its name. And it's the SCRV 103 looking thing.
Which I think actually came out
Similar.
really nice.
Yeah, I was so happy with this thing.
Yeah, the shape is great.
Oh, by the way, for
Pretty
your
good gun.
question
Some big
before,
guns.
I don't have nothing against up armoring, but if you put thrust vector on my plane, I'll come bite you.
I will not thrust back to your plane, I promise.
Thank you.
I was
Just
just saying, I saw some gaps where you could throw heavy armor, and you've got 60k to play with, so it'd be a shame not to use it.
So this
thing
thing's very
uses
punchy.
I was afraid to
Yeah.
make them too big.
Yeah, no, I know
Dude,
what you mean for
We got
sure.
a good rate of
Shell
fire
type.
coming out of this too.
It'll alternate between shell types. I've been trying to do that a
Wow.
bit more. It used to have a whole machine gun, but I replaced it, sadly. But it has a top machine gun that does some CWIS work.
I like your
And
style.
detections right next to it. Thank you.
Is it
the
working as a
style looks good.
CWIS? Are
Yes,
those
also-
cannon do CWIS job? For real?
Yes. Slight
That
CWIS.
works.
It's not much, but
Are they working at least?
they work. Yeah, they're fully functional.
I like how they're blowing
Maybe
dust
I should try
around.
that.
Thank
Yes.
you. Also, wait, that meatball's different than the other meatball. It has one difference underneath it.
Right, I
More
had to put
toast.
rubber on the bottom of this one to save the missiles.
Oh.
I forgot about that.
And skimmer
Oh,
missiles.
He put the medium rail gantries down here, so I
Oh,
dropped these
wow.
little rubber square corners on here to just as a prayer to keep them from bonking terrain.
They're land torpedoes.
Yes, land
Exactly,
torpedoes.
land
Exactly.
torpedoes.
Sand
That's what I was going
crawlers,
for.
little sand
that's
sharks.
well tanks. I wanted to make mine launcher on one of my tank, but I didn't do it.
But yeah, I was like, can I put rubber on the bottom of these missiles?
Yeah, you're like begging me for a bit.
Please.
This
we have
plane
hills.
is pretty cool.
We have
Thank
hills.
you. This is the P-38 thing. I believe it's called the Lightning.
Yeah,
P.
Yeah, but
38G Lightning.
normally the
Yeah.
propeller is on the front on the two wing.
Yes,
Only
correct.
this thing has a jet and a propeller.
Oh
So
wow.
it's cool. Oh, no, this is the Storm. Yeah, this one's the Storm. It's based off the Lightning. But,
Yeah,
lots
there
of weapons.
was one that had the main drive in the center for the propeller. I always forget the name of it though. It's
That's
kind
like
of a
the
lookalike.
J258. It's a Swedish thing.
Yeah, it's something like that. It is something like that.
And it has
The
a gun.
the Lightning had the massive gun pod in the center that just put ridiculous pounds of lead in front of that craft every second.
I think you're thinking of the Twin Mustang with the gun pod. The Lightning had a 20 mil and a couple 50 cals.
It had a gun pod that could be mounted on the bottom of it. I'm pretty sure.
Huh.
Because I used to play it all the time in War Thunder.
Yeah, none of the missiles are actually laser guided because I was having some. They were finicky at close range, so that's just there for looks now.
Yeah. The
Pretty good missiles.
Oh, bye.
Looks like the SO-8000 Narville from the French.
Ah, it kind of does, yeah.
Oh, did
Terry,
someone
your
actually
sound
find
is,
the
is
plane, it
low.
looks like?
Up your sound.
Sounded like
Yeah.
little Kari did, yeah.
Oh.
And then we have the car, which I forgot. I think it's the Puma.
Yeah, the
Seriously,
Boomer.
look it up on.
Yeah, but it's inspired by the German Puma armored car, and it has
Yeah, yeah,
eyes.
The Doombringer, the Steel Clubber, the low tier Thrasher.
The only low tier German thing I have a winter camo for. Yes,
Really?
this
You
thing
didn't go for the what are they? I think they're 20 mils. What is
that
it?
the
It's
Puma?
basically a reserve tank that's got 20 mils on it, and you can just
And
cut through
two.
front armor.
Never
the
liked the 20
Panzer
mils. Always thought-
2J.
Using
Yes,
the 15 centimeter.
Oh, the Sig. Yeah, that's fine.
Is that the
I even
Puma?
have. Yes, this is kind of the Puma. It's just an interior view, but it has missiles.
And this one's got the H diff on it, right?
Yes, this is an H diff.
Yes, it is. There we are. There's the
Yeah.
3 autoloaders with the big 6-meter
Mhm.
shells.
And also, this thing loves to flip, and it has a very specific emergency belly rub procedure. So
I tried. I did mess with the wheels to try to help a little bit.
they're just too wide. I couldn't put anything down there to help it.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I had to make them wider because of how thin it was.
Why
Anyway,
nobody used jet stabilizer?
Oh, that might have worked.
Yeah, they do help a lot, actually.
You
Yeah,
can
it's
put them
also a lot.
inside with a small hole in the bottom, and they will do the job.
Absolutely
Ah.
will.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think. Oh no, yeah, I definitely helped EMP insulate this thing because there's stone on the outside, and very few people would do that.
I hate stone.
It's your
I like how there's
mark.
just a flying meatball in the background. yeah,
I raised it once, and the game has decided that that is where it will stay. Oh, never mind.
Stonk.
So with
It's
the
just haunted.
Going in and out of build mode in multiplayer won't change whether or not something is.
What are you doing?
Oh,
Dama.
really?
Hold on.
Interesting. So you actually have to hit caps lock to turn off the freeze. I didn't know that. Oh, that's handy.
So one last thing about the Puma, on its back is a little surface-to-air missile system I yoinked from an armored truck I made.
Yeah.
So it's just like some slight sea-whiz and anti-aircraft duties, but it's just that little bit more extra firepower.
That's quite
HEMP.
cool.
Mhm.
It is very cool. I agree.
Now these also all have fun names for their AI as well.
All right, so now what? You ready to move on?
There is one more entry. Kevin's first entry.
Okay.
Wait, before you get rid of they do have the fun names. I just wanted to share those. I really love
All right, we can do that. Let me see. I tried to find their AI names in the book mode.
Excellent. Chunky sweat.
Bane of the
Bane of
you got Bane of the
French.
French.
Oh wow. Bro
There we
fist. You could also call it PewDiePie at this point.
I had to quote
Okay,
it. I don't
so
even
we've
watch
got
PewDiePie.
French
but-
Bane, we've got Brofister. All right, Poomer. What do you got?
Please no flip.
Poomer has. Please no flip. That's a good one. That's a good one.
Thank you.
That is. I relate to that. That's a spirit
Wow.
animal, and this one's just lightning free. You know what? I can dig that.
I gotta skip out. Looking forward to the tourney though.
Okay,
Yeah.
you take care, Bob.
Have a good one.
Bye.
See ya.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
forgot to name the planes. I had the Phantom originally, but it was just too expensive, so I had to get rid
Yes.
of it. Forgot to give it a fun name.
I recall it ending up a fair bit over budget.
Very.
All right.
If I was
I
to
think it was
lower
like
I'd have
20K.
a gun.
And here, and there goes.
Oh,
Okay.
that didn't take
It
long.
doesn't do that in the custom battles.
I think the plane
good to
just
know.
died. The
No, the
plane
plane
just died.
it's doing. So this was Kevin's first entry. This is his kind of Steel Empire / Steel Strider themed
Oh wow. They're
And
fucking good. Oh
And it's,
wow.
yeah, they look very good.
Dude, the Jeep. The Jeep with the missile, really?
It's adorable, isn't
Oh
it?
wow. I like it, like a
It's like
marauder.
it's a stripped down jackal.
Oh, it's so good.
Actually, I think this is one of the drones that gets spawned by the
Scarab.
old Steel Empire boss that may or may not be in the campaign anymore. I think it had four
there's-
of these that it launched from the side.
You had to remove a lot of
Of which one?
It's like the
Of
big.
which tank? I don't know which one you're talking about.
So the it's either there. Basically, it's one of the end faction like bosses, and it's the one that I think it's the one that has like a big air pad on top of it, like a big airport. And I think it's.
I
think
know
it's
the
both
end
built
think
boss
it's,
you're
and
talking about, but I
launches.
don't know that the one of his tanks that you're referring to.
Oh, you
Hmm.
refer to the small four-wheel.
Oh, yeah. This tiny little like smaller jackal that I think is called Nebel.
Nabel.
Yeah,
Nebo,
this
or-
one. There's a Steel Empire craft that spawned either 2 or 4 of these in, and then continues to build them, I believe.
Hey guys, check out the hash damage on this shell here.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my.
Big boy.
What the fuck?
Oh, this is the super slow-moving 150 with the massive hash round. Yup.
Oh. Holy crap.
Well, I'm
Yeah, this
glad
is
most
gonna
of my
hurt.
things have scopes.
Get some
You
space
don't
armor
want
in
to
there.
be hit by that.
And this is why my armor looks like an abomination against God. It is to stop massive Hessian heat rounds.
That poor
That-
little blitz.
And they're
it's
all
just gonna-
ejected.
Oh wow.
Oh my
Yeah, that's Kevin style.
gosh, dang Kevin, why do you have to be so good at this game?
Kevin is a monster at this game, yeah. You make an airship with like all our plane in it and everything. You send it to
That is some
What do you call it?
incredibly
Rob the
tight
Fox.
Tetris he's got
Yeah.
going on.
It's a nice little 2-clip.
Yeah,
Oh no,
yeah.
this is a 3-clip, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's
my
3 and 2, it looks like.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, Kevin is really good at this.
Yep.
Oh my god.
I'm asking
Yeah,
Kevin
APS
right now
metrics
how
is
many
fine.
PhDs.
You know, if he
has.
made that asymmetric, I think he could have gotten another couple 3-clips in there, but he may have had trouble with the ejectors.
Some EMP frag missiles in the back, probably just to give him some anti-air.
Oh wow, the decoration on the back of the tank turn the pal turn inside the grill.
I don't know
Really?
how
Mhm.
well the these are going to do because I was just looking at the yeah, it doesn't have enough processing power.
85.
That's not
That's
as
not
big a
that
deal
big,
as it
yeah.
sounds.
At 85 it still works. Under 60 you can be scared, but at 85% it works.
I
Normally.
frequently have under 100%, and you're usually okay.
18 millimeter
This is
going
like a-
at almost 2,000 rounds per minute. That's pretty impressive.
He
That's
really
a
likes
shredder.
his DACA, man. He
That's a
he-
shredder.
yeah, exactly. He likes them Berts.
This tank in particular reminds me of like Tungusta.
Yeah, a little bit.
Mhm.
I love how it's a heat with flak secondary. So
Okay.
if it's not working as a Sea-Wiz, it has heat rounds.
Holy crap! The fire! It fires so fast!
Yeah, it's
Oh,
gorgeous.
fuck. I need to put tracer on!
I'm back here, you little.
Ah, you don't know to aim.
There we go. Jeez.
It
So
doesn't take very
I'm-
long for it to reload, that's for sure.
That's
No,
crazy.
I'm actually in Kevin's Discord, and he tried to show off his lineup, but he had one too many vehicles in it. And he was originally planning to have a tiny husky drone.
Wow.
Oh, was
That's
that
amazing.
the Carlos was the little one?
Yes.
I made a budget version of
That
that.
That's
is
why he
fucking
came
cool.
into the chat and was like, "No, Carlos." Okay,
Yep.
I get it now. He did not get to bring Carlos. I hate to have done that to him.
Carlos has lived very a good life now, being stripped
He,
of parts.
he
and-
had
The
to
hell's
be
going
sent
on
off
with this
to the
guy?
farm.
Wow. Well.
Hmm.
Sometimes
Okay.
Carlos just has to go to the farm. Has to go up north for the foreseeable forever.
We didn't see the plane yet.
I'm staring at it. I'm sitting on it. I repaired it.
Yeah, because Dama shoot at it.
Well,
having
that and
fun.
it slammed itself into the ground, right? The ground. Okay, I also still framed it so that we can look at it without the wobbling.
Oh my god, that's a compact cute engine in that.
Oh, it's
Wow.
Very.
tiny. It's
That
tiny with just some EMP
Oh,
frag.
that's an engine.
Oh, that's nice.
Hmm.
Gotta-
I have been considering updating the engine platform or just making a new one entirely.
With smaller engine in it?
With more engines, yes.
Yeah.
That could
Oh
be pretty fun.
wow. That plane is sleek.
It is. It's cute.
It's like a F-16.
A
And
little bit.
No, F-22. Sorry, it's a F-22.
Yeah,
the
it's
back
got the
wing,
square wings. You're right.
yeah.
Yeah, it's
And,
got the diamond / square wings. If you look
Of
at
And the
course,
it,
it's
back,
all
and the back
decoed to
wing
hide
are
back.
in split. Yep.
Yeah, this thing's only like 2 blocks tall, so I mean most of it is going to be deco.
yes,
It definitely went speed over any protection whatsoever.
Yeah, it's mostly deco like actual components.
But it's really cute to watch.
Oh, for sure. And
I
what
don't
was that
know
fish?
if
I'm
it's
sorry.
well. Would it be good in a fight? Don't know, but
It's hard to hit. What were you saying, fish?
I thought it looks a bit like the YF-23.
I could see
exactly.
that, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Raptor, the F-23 Raptor. Yeah.
Not the Raptor, the
You mean?
The Raptor went up against it in testing
Yeah,
trials,
exactly.
but it's not the Raptor.
The Raptor won
Oh.
because the Raptor was just a bit more sensible.
Yeah, but didn't they make the other one too? The replacement for the Hornet?
You're
The
thinking of the
replacement for the
F-35.
Hornet.
The F-35, the F-25 is now F-35 Super Hornet. No, not Super Hornet, but I know what you mean. It's supposed to replace the F. Oh my God.
No,
You know,
it
Canada wanted
didn't
it.
get beyond the prototype.
Okay, it's not the same plane then. Okay.
For some reason, I thought you were
I
thinking
can
of
send a picture of it in the
F-15
chat. It is weird.
In fairness, the design specs that they were trying to fit were very weird. They wanted a supersonic stealth fighter with the ability to carry missils that could hit something like, oh, what is it, like 5 or 6 times its detection range. So, like, the best equipment will only ever see the missiles and will never see the plane. Which is why it was so weird that they tried to test it in dogfights against other planes, and it's like, that's not what this thing is built for. It is built to take out a plane without ever being detected.
Dama, how long that thing fired?
Pretty good while, like a good maybe 10 seconds, a solid fire.
Like F-23. Okay, yeah, now I know what you mean.
But since they're like 18 millimeter, I'm sure they probably reload stupid fast.
Dude, you fire
That
so
sounds
long
like
with
they're
them.
done, actually.
Just about.
I heard clicky clicky.
They're
Yeah,
still
now it's
clicking.
reloaded.
Oh, 541 out of 650. Yeah, looks like most of them reloaded, but not all of them.
That thing fired for a
Well,
really
now I gotta
long
experiment with
range.
using 18 millimeter.
Yep, I think
um,
you said something.
18 millimeters, very strong.
What
It's
is the? How big is the shell? Check the shell, Dama. How big is the shell?
it's a heat flak 18 millimeter.
Yeah, but I mean, how many parts on the shell?
Oh, it's a 20.
20 parts.
Max length.
Yeah.
How the fuck can you enter 20 parts in a 18 millimeter? What? Oh,
It's-
that
the
worked.
smaller you
Basically.
go, pretty much the more you can put.
Very good tight Tetris. I like it.
Oh yeah, that's crazy. Nah, that's
Anyway.
Kevin, man.
Are we ready to move on?
I think that was the last one, apart from yours.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kevin.
Just a heads up, and Freddy gave me a bit of a hand with this earlier, so it's not completely my work.
Oh, I mean, all I did was like adjust some wheels and put ACBs on it.
Are there wedges anywhere?
Don't do this.
No, I didn't touch the armor. I did thrust vector the plane, but then we lost all the progress, so now it's not.
You and trust vectoring. Making
I mean,
plane
thrust
wobble.
vectoring is. I don't really know too much about how effective it is with ACBs, but with broadboards, it's just free maneuverability.
With breadboards, it's unbelievably strong. With ACBs, I'd say probably about half as good as breadboards. So it's worth doing if you have the space for it, but like it's not like, because when you do ACB thrust vectoring, you're doing basically like 8-way run thrust vectoring. If you're familiar with like fighting games and controllers, you basically have like diagonal, full forward, full back, full left, full right, and then the diagonals are all half power, and that's what you're limited to. With
breadboards, you face the direction you want to face.
Yeah, basically, yeah. With breadboards, you have full 3-dimensional sphere of perfect controllability. Like it's hard to compare. You know, it's like an analog stick versus one of those little D-pads. You know, is probably the best metaphor for it.
Gosh, yeah, there's some guy that just makes a bunch of aircraft and stuff for From the Depths and does a ton of breadboard stuff, and it is crazy how agile those things are.
Oh, is this the guy who does the like insectoid style stuff recently? The like purple one? And he does like little preview videos of them, and they've got real complex behaviors, and they've had like custom missiles and stuff recently.
Some people are crazy in that game.
Eugene Function, that's who I'm
Yes, yeah. Either Eugene or like Engen or something like that. Function. I know who you're talking about. Yeah, no, their stuff is awesome. All right. So we've got. Oh, actually, we've got Big Besh here too. These are 500 meters a second Hesh rounds. I appreciate the Big Besh, and then we've got AP Heat. This is immediately going to kill a fair number of people here because it's going to pen through their one layer of outer metal and then detonate inside with heat. That's spooky.
I call it a cream pie.
Fair.
Damaddok, come on.
And then you've got AP Heat on a minigun. Is this just to strip era? Or APHE on a minigun? Is that just to strip era, or is it just a multi-purpose CWIS?
It's mostly just AA.
Gotcha. I really like this little plane. I did change the engine in it. It no longer uses turbos.
Reminds me of like those little
She's
racing
cute.
biplanes.
Exactly. It looks like one of the old biplane racers, or one of the old monoplane, or mono wing.
Is that the one Dama put in the plane tournament?
No.
Not that one. Okay.
Yeah, it's not that one. Same colors, but no, it's not that same one.
Reminds me of that Spanish plane from the movie Planes. I don't know why. I guess just the shape.
I like that you hid these missiles underneath a pleat instead of just leaving them out and open to the elements.
Oh yeah, I've been doing that for a while.
Yeah. I had to talk randomness into being willing to do that because his missiles were all super exposed, and I was like, dude, your own flak shell gets within 50 meters.
They can absorb some HE and flak.
Yes, exactly. A pleak is fantastic against frag and HE. It's just not good against kinetic because it has no health.
COC builds.
What?
No, just.
I mean, to be fair, it does have a high armor value, so it can actually eat some kinetic damage.
Yeah.
My dumb humor just saw COC builds and just went, ooh.
Oh, yeah. That's That's for a custom campaign I was helping out with.
Ah.
None of it's really built already, so yeah.
Also, really, I like the loading
Breach.
breaches.
Yeah,
Such a
your
nice
tank
touch.
hunter is really cool.
It is. It really is. I love the shell rack next to it too. It's just good looking.
If you fire in the open of that tank, do it blow up?
What?
The tank hunter, if we fire in the back of it, will it blow up since it's open top?
No.
Ah, we're
No.
Ah, no firework option. Oh.
It's all right in here.
I also I like, again, I talked about it at the beginning of the stream. I talked about all these at the beginning of the stream actually, but the dual purpose AA kind of it still hits me as like a big kind of armored personnel carrier craft where you've
Nice,
got
cool.
this tall frame where you could fit people inside it, and it's just got like a minigun up top. Is this actual dual purpose CWIS, or is it just pure shoot see it stuff?
Just pure shoot seat.
I like pure shoots. I was just wondering because there used to be one of the things people did was like put an AP head on something and then put HE behind it until they hit exactly 20 armor penetration. And then they'd use it as a CWIS shell because the HEs also add kinetic damage. But people used to do a lot of things from the depths, and that doesn't mean it worked.
True that. Okay, so any questions, comments, concerns?
I like the casemates.
Yes.
On the Sons of Odin?
Yeah. You're like the only other person who did these side casemates, and it's I'm happy to see them. I wish I had volume, and I wish some Advanced Wars designs did that because I really like them.
But if you take the Advance War Day of Ruin design, they're pretty realistic.
They sure tried. I
Their
tried to
tanks
do
were
their
pretty
darn
cool.
motorbike, and that ended up just being a hilarious little abomination.
Even their plane is kind of real.
Yeah, but the sprites are all chunky. Let me.
Yeah,
I
but
have their
it's
sprite.
Advance War.
It is. It is. It is.
But I
Yeah,
really
like
like Day of Ruin for real. It was
I
one of my
I
favorite
love them.
ones.
It's just like looking at them and trying to make them into actual planes is interesting. Actual planes and boats. Like, look at these ships. They're so chunky.
Yeah, I
They're so
know.
squat.
But for the format of the game, they were really,
Oh yeah,
really
for the
well
format
done.
of the game, it makes
Yeah.
perfect sense.
I like their Jeep, their Scout Jeep,
Yeah, the
the type of
recon.
armor they made. They were cute.
Yeah.
But they take the same sprite for Teeny Metal, if I remember well. The Jeep in Teeny Metal
Similar.
is resembling. But Teeny
Yeah,
Metal too has a good design on their tank and thing.
it does. I agree.
Okay, just want to make sure that that still worked correctly.
It sure do.
All right.
All right.
Well, I want to show you guys one more thing here real quick.
Alrighty.
This is something I've been tinkering with for a while.
Ooh.
A bone? A flying bone?
Ooh.
Only thing is that it'll only work when there's an enemy present, so I'm just going to spawn in something here.
What have you done, Dama?
Oh, you'll see.
What?
Oh, is it just super evasive?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Okay, you're in God mode
Hey.
because you got it a lot.
How did you
Is
manage to get
it
like that?
evading using that CWIS seeking technique from No. I saw someone they found a way to directly find the turrets and where the turrets are aiming using CWIS and breadboard and stuff, and they were actually able to return fire directly on turrets.
Let's see if you guys could figure out how it's doing this.
Well, I noticed that the piston seems to be
It's a
representing which
four-way
different.
evasion setup. Have you used the AI evasion, munition evasion setup and just set
Nope.
it up to some time in every side?
It looks like it's
You
just on a
could.
timer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just a timer, ACBs.
Yeah,
It's-
he's got a cute little clock back here that's showing you which one's actually controlling the different ACBs, and then this one's showing which one the different commands it's doing. And it's using complex controls to do it too. Yeah. Oh, I like that. That's fun. So it's basically just like a systematic.
It's like a
It will
clockwork
set spin
system.
block rotation if there's an enemy, so that's
Yeah.
what's spinning this.
That's like a clockwork system.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. That's nice.
The clock back here tells whatever position that this piston needs to go into. And when it blocks one of these, it turns on a certain set of thrusters to make it go up, down, left, or right, depending on wherever the clock
That's
is
kind of
pointed.
ingenious.
That's a fun way of doing it. I like that.
It's ingenious. But how do the system know that the block is like lining up and...
If object is within.
Okay.
Object presence.
Oh,
Yeah. That's fun. I like that a lot.
that's ingenious.
I can't take
Make point
complete credit
50,
for it. A
point
friend of
100.
mine came up with it a while ago, and it was like a long, long time ago, and I've been trying to duplicate it. This is as close as I've got.
You could use that system and build a big airship around it and make
Yeah.
it evasive. Yeah.
Oh, of course you could. It's just that is going to take a lot more thrust than what this thing currently has to be able to work right.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Yeah, this thing's
Got the
just using a
mentions.
bunch of RTGs.
But
This
the
is
principle is kind of crazy.
just a proof of concept more than anything.
Yeah, I love stuff like this that's avoiding using the breadboard and instead using the like built-in complex controllers and stuff. This is great. I love stuff like this. Because I genuinely don't, and you know, the folk like Kevin and the like will disagree with me. I genuinely don't like breadboards. Not in their current state. They're too strong. They're an infinitely scalable block. They will do any number of tasks that would take up an infinite number of ACBs in one block. And it's super cool
Their
that
price
they
needs to
exist.
be increased.
Yeah, exactly. Like, or they need to scale in how much volume they like. Really, they need to require GPP based on what they're doing, so that like
Or
with
you could do
anything else-
cost. You could scale it up, making breadboard block cost like 1,000 materials or something.
10,000, I think, is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that feels like a slap on the wrist for what they give you.
Considering how
Yeah.
easy it is to find materials, yeah.
Yeah, I think the only way to solve it would be trying to scale up how much volume they take up by requiring more processing power, because they do too much for nothing.
Well, why not just make it to where the
What if it had
breadboard
it-
can be expanded with additional breadboard boxes?
Yeah, that would work too. Either or, man. Either having the breadboard eventually require more processing power from your AI, so your AI has to be bigger, or even another solution like what you're mentioning, you could have like a separate breadboard dedicated AI box with nothing but breadboards on it that would give it more commands. Anything to make it vulnerable. You know, like right now, if we wanted to do all of this in breadboard, we basically could, and it would just be that. Like this one block. I just put this one block on here. I go into the menu and I just set it up. And everything that's done here suddenly is just in one block. And it just feels like it doesn't belong in the game. It feels like a really, really, really cool feature that doesn't fit within the balancing constraints of the rest of the game.
In a sense, it is a Lua box, but not really.
Yes. Yeah, it is. Yeah.
I have horrible timing. I was trying to say, that was my bad. I just kind of kept trying to poke in at some places. If I believe Dama said something like it, where it has like little extra boxes on the back of it, where it's just like you stack it up, and eventually, if you want a big enough Lua, then you just or breadboard, then you just have to have like a whole room of extra pieces.
Yeah, but that makes too much sense.
Yeah. That would work out fine. Like if instead to get, let's see, how many ACBs do we have? 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So maybe you need to have, I don't know, 8 breadboards instead of, 1. That would be fine. That would be
armor
great.
button. You armor stop right before the enemies.
Yeah, it ran into the rams that are on the front of that.
Oh, and then it got blown up.
My
Shouldn't.
solution for the OP breadboards would probably be to have the outputs. So each output adds some.
I think they don't have
proxy
materials
power.
though.
Exactly. Yeah. That's what that's exactly what I would want to do.
But I think it should be only the outputs from the breadboard.
That's fair, rather than like inputs.
No, it could be fun. It would be like a demolition derby one. Tournament, I mean. I don't know, who would want to see that?
Yeah,
That's
right.
a cool thing, yeah, making rhyming vehicle. It'd be fun.
Boom!
Except for
That's a
made
good
ramming
unlock.
vehicles, so that'd be fun.
They are a bit challenging. It took me a few
Very
hours to get
powerful.
these guys working correctly.
My cat is on me. So, you puffy tail in my face.
I do appreciate the bonk.
Wow, the mud armor got it.
Well,
I
out
like
of
how
all the
it's just a
submissions
hammer.
everyone's seeing here,
You hide the ram under decoration, right?
Yeah.
out of all
I
the
should.
submissions, which one do you guys think is the best, or at least look-wise?
I'm not sure I have a vote on that yet.
Meatball. I am very biased.
I could give you my top
Meatball.
3, but I want to save that for the aesthetic competition.
Yeah.
I kind of agree with Cringe. Meatball's pretty damn good.
Yeah, right. And Kevin's one.
Ooh.
The second entry of Kevin's.
Wham.
Yeah, all of Kevin's are beautiful.
Yeah, Kevin's is a monster. He should not be permitted in the tournament. He's too good. You have a bracket on itself.
He's one of the
The
few
boss
people that
battle?
it's better than myself.
He has a Kevin bracket.
And for me, that's very high praise.
One has successfully been flipped. I'm honestly amazed the level of durability to the rams that this stupid thing is presenting.
Heavy armor really just
Kevin
Tank
is literally
health.
an engineer. That explains why they're so good.
The problem with these is they keep wanting to turn like really, really wide. But when they do
Yeah,
land
I
a
see
hit,
that.
I mean,
I think they'll be helped by the new RAM AI.
Oh yeah, that was the thing.
I think this is just a problem that's kind of inherent to the RAM AI.
this one's fun too.
Have you tried to use more jet turning?
I love
Oh my
it.
god, the jet train.
I appreciate the train.
Cue Thomas the Tank Engine music.
You drive the crazy train.
You
Does
know,
it blow
speaking
up?
of Rams, I
Wait,
would have
is
put
it-
Rams
is it
in
a nuke?
Nirvana if it allowed, if the rules
Oh.
allowed it.
Oh,
I
he
was
gets rammed.
really hoping it was a nuke.
I could make
The
it
way
into
was
one.
Charging straight in, that would have been amazing.
Just a
But yeah,
nuke on a pole.
that thing's a beast.
I should
It's
inform
really a big steam engine.
Dama and Amp that a lot of things that I
There's not
wanted
really
to make
much
got
to it.
scrapped.
Oh, I was wondering about that. You had mentioned wanting to make a couple of different Swedish inspired craft. So what ended up happening?
So the 103 got scrapped because it was just too fat.
No.
There. Volume.
Cost.
Oh, cost. Really? Okay.
Is there
Uh,
I had
yeah.
that problem too.
Then I tried to salvage it by creating an absolute abomination.
Hey, that's my
Uh,
technique.
Yeah, it did not work either. So the idea was to essentially stick a turret in the frontal wedge.
Okay.
So it would actually have a turret. This did not work because the turret dies to a semi-powerful sabot shell.
I believe it.
The Titan got scrapped because he kept falling over and was also very expensive for what he did.
Relatable.
All right. So,
No
what
material.
the hell was that?
Bonk.
Welcome,
Wow.
multiplayer.
I have to
Art.
go now, so
Yeah, we should
See ya,
probably be
guys.
wrapping
Okay.
it up.
Yeah, it's about time to head off for me too.
Okay.
Yeah, my internet's dying again. So
Oh no.
All right. Well,
Yikes.
thanks for coming, guys. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Yeah, it was.
Hopefully
Next-
here week or next week we can start recording the actual
Absolutely.
fights.
Yeah, I'll get
yeah.
I'll get a bracket out to you and we'll see what we do.
Okay.
All right,
Sounds good.
guys. Y'all have a great rest of your day.
Yeah,
Alright,
take
goodbye.
care.
See ya, man.
Okay.
I'd like to say sorry for like